We continue listening to JoJo's openings, as we will now be wrapping out part 5 with, I don't know what the title of this is, Uragirimono no Requiem, which I actually know what Uragirimono means, thanks to Attack on Titan. So Requiem for a traitor is what that means, basically. By Daisuke Hasegawa. Arguably the opening that changes the most over the course of its part, but we're just gonna be doing the music for now, so let's do just that. Gangsta. It's like a spiritual successor to End of the World, sort of. Because, you know, End of the World starts with like, where like the first bit of it sounds so different compared to the rest of the song. But again, similarly to the praises I gave for Fighting Gold, this one has like that same like string work with the rock heavy like guitar and drums and stuff from the top again. Very overpowering voice as well. Gangsta. I love that part because it's like the string there is taking over what would normally be a guitar part, but there's still like bass and drum in there, and then the voice is very up and present, but then we go into now, since I like to sort of talk about the rankings, at least that I have so far, this one definitely isn't one of my favorites, but it's not one of my least favorites. I mean, when we get to the visuals later, that definitely adds to it. Again, in classic fashion, the JoJo songs, like those first few seconds really hook you, even though it ends up sounding way different than how it starts. This guy has a voice that's very similar to Koda. I love that voice in there. Oh, stay gold. Now we get to that main part. Is what I would say if I wasn't gonna pause it. The music of this opening does well to sell just like that impending feeling of like a coming battle, a coming requiem, if you will. Again, I'm really like latching onto the string work so far because that's really what's catching my ear. Because I mean, the voice is good, doing a lot of "Who stay you go," and the drum and bass, it's, you know, it's there. Now that's kind of my gripe with this one. It's like musically, there's some cool, fun stuff in it, but it's kind of just like, again, it's kind of the opposite of a lot of this. The visuals, I think, of it carry it more, but there's, of course, this amazing part. I would say that's the best part of the song. Just building towards that. It's funny hearing that part because I weirdly feel so nostalgic for that, even though it wasn't, I mean, it was a few months ago for me when I watched it, but I don't know, just that other voice down in there that like, oh. Cool. Honestly, I kind of wish the drums were a little bit quieter, just because I feel like that's kind of overpowering a lot of the other stuff in there, especially like, again, that second voice, like, oh. Let me go into the rest. Got a lot of those like techno beats in there. Again, reminiscent of like a lot of the regular music in the show, where it's like the mixture of orchestral but also techno, and it's also just like Giorno's theme as well, where it's like, you know, the oof. I really like the bounce between the techno and the string there. I definitely want to find a instrumental only version of like specifically this part. Well, I guess the whole thing. Just like the did it. Cutting that away for a moment. I did the wrong lyric there. I was ready for the Zetsuba, but we did that already. But I think it does it again. Again, I love them just like taking away the instruments for a moment, letting the voice breathe. But that string is still there. Ooh, something's hitting way down in there. It doesn't seem like a drum. If it is, it's a really light like tap. There's like a bass, but I don't know if it's bass. You can feel it more than anything, just like. You know, I meant to talk about this in the actual reaction itself, to go away from music for a moment. But like all of the like second titles of the parts, you know, you have Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, Stardust Crusaders, Diamonds Unbreakable, Golden Wind, Stone Ocean. It's interesting that really 5 and 6 use the localized versions of the names as the title. But it's weird, I guess, to title this Part 5 Golden Experience. I mean, they can't. I mean, I get why they can't title it that, but it's weird that they would just... But I mean, Golden Wind is a cool title. Same as Stone Ocean. Diamond is Unbreakable, Stardust Crusaders. That still works with the name of the main stand, but it also works at like going away from like copyright stuff, which, you know, this works too. But anyway, music as well though. At the moment, I can't think of any other opening that's really utilized like that background choir like this. Like maybe Great Days. But again, it works. It adds like this angelic, almost biblical feeling to it, which works considering that we get into Requiem stuff. Then we get a little dark for a moment. This is normally where the Diavolo version would begin. I love that. It just goes so dark and brooding. But then the lights. Sounds like it's going in reverse. I love that part of the song just has hell no. Like I could definitely hear that in like a concert setting, like the whole crowd being like hell no. Again, another instance of like stripping away the instruments for this part. And it just sends us out. Yeah. cool. Honestly, kind of an underrated song. It's like a roller coaster for me. It's like, you know, there's the highs are high, and then it just kind of like when it hits those crescendo points of like the Zetsubo Gatmaneku. Really, with just like the string and the choir and all of it just comes together so well. It's well constructed. It's just like, at least for my ear, it's nothing like overly complicated. Like you can individually listen to each of those layers. Like there's still some fun stuff in there though. I was really kind of pausing towards the end because a part of it kind of reminded me of Giorno's actual theme for a little bit with like some subtle piano stuff that was in there. All right, this is the part I was dreading initially, which was like, there's about 3 different versions of the opening, but I decided we're just gonna do the last one. I would say that's the best one. Well, technically there's 4 because there's also the one with the sound effects, but we're just gonna do this one. That's cool. It's cool seeing that because this is going in reverse, I think. Because when we actually see this scene at the very end, Mista opens the doors and like it goes out, and then it's the guy kissing Giorno's hand. I also love that they changed the logos for parts. And then, yeah. I mean, that was pretty much everything, yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool that I noticed now is like in the beginning of this, it's like it's Giorno at the end of the journey, and then this starts with him at the beginning. This is cool. Like, there's gonna be some stuff that goes over my... What is the 1F? 1F and R? This reminds me of, like, Bucciarati's colors when he's fighting Sekko. Where, like, he goes all, like, red and green, very Christmassy. But it's also kind of like the zippers are what's barely holding him together by this point. Well, not this point, but, like, after this. Because he's dying. Fugo, yeah. It's interesting colors here, all of them in white. It's kind of like the Grateful Dead thing, but that was way before this. But this down here looks like Morio. It's like a Crazy Noise at Bizarre Town where we come crashing in. Cool. Love that. The risotto fight, arguably one of the best fights in the whole series. And just, yeah, those flashes of King Crimson on Doppia. Into, yeah, that. Jesus, fucking jump scare every time that happens. Who's bleeding here? Or I guess that's meant to be because, like, Polnareff does the thing where it's like, I know how to counteract your thing. He makes himself bleed. It's one of the best sound effects. You ain't ready for the Requiem. One of the coldest shots in the whole series. I wish it actually happened in the fight. This just like a brief moment. Like father, like son. This just shows it all. Amazing. Visually, that's one of the best openings. There's definitely some stuff I've missed in that, maybe, which obviously you can let me know. I was trying to avoid, like, the last section of that, like, the plague when that first played, because it just shows so much. And even up until the last time it plays, it's still just like, well, we don't know for sure what's gonna happen. You know, it kind of takes away from that moment, because then, like, when he does do the Requiem arrow, it's like, okay, well, there we go. It's so cool, though. You know, again, that fucking shot of him doing that Dio pose is just amazing. amazing. Because honestly, you forget over the course of it's like, oh yeah, Dio's kid. I've had arguments with people lately where I'm just like, that's why I don't really like Giorno that much. It's like, he has such potential. I just don't feel like a lot's done with like that idea of like, is he gonna lean more Joestar or Dio? But that's a topic for another day. For now, this was Uragimono no Requiem by Daisuke Hasegawa. Really cool song. Not one of my favorites, but it's still a really good song. I like it. I like it more than a lot of other ones. And that's the end of part 5 stuff. Now we only have 2 openings left, the part 6 ones. Though, of course, I'm sure I'll be back here for when part 7 comes out, but you know, that'll be for a later time. Next time we do Stone Ocean. We're gonna have to wait a little while for that one, just because that one plays for a large chunk of part 6. I don't even think it's till like the mid-20s in terms of the episodes before it stops playing. But, you know, enjoy the times until then. But either way, this is my reaction to OP9 from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Join me next time as we do Stone Ocean's first openings. Well, everything else be coming out soon. So thank you all for joining me on this. I'm Laitzer. Thanks for watching.